what is the first thing that you would look at even before you enter a store? I don't mean the showcase window or the shop front entrance. The most impactful thing about your shop front is your LED glow signboard. This is what is going to convert your customer. He's going to take a judgment call on whether to buy your product or even whether to enter your shop from tens of shops on the high street. An LED glow signboard is the one thing that says a lot about you, your product, and it is the one thing that increases your company's visibility. At Orchid Digitals, people place a lot of money on this visibility. They come to us for glow signboards, for backlit signboards, for LED acrylic 3D boards. We have a whole lot of varieties for you to choose from. And since this is a very expensive product, it makes sense for you to understand all the kinds of varieties that are available in the market. For example, what exactly is the difference between a stencil cut board? What is an in-cut board? What is an acrylic 3D letter board or a metal channel letter board? Hello everybody, my name is Mitesh Sangani and I work at Orchid Digitals. We provide some of the very best in digital printing solutions and some of the widest varieties of glow signboards that you see behind me out here. And if you are new to this channel, I strongly urge you to hit the subscribe button. This way, you're going to be posted about all the new videos that we put on printing products, on glow sign backlit boards, on printing technology, and some of the interesting projects that we do at our shop out here. In this video, we are going to be talking about not one, not two, but fully 10 different types of how you can make your LED glow sign board. The most common type of board that you will see is this 3D acrylic LED board. The name says it all. We have letters that we've laser cut and fabricated out of acrylic. As I told you before, acrylic allows light to shine through. These letters are rendered in 3D on a base ACP panel. The panel is just there in place to hold the letters. Finally, we have LED modules like the ones that you see in my hand here. We have these LED modules that are embedded behind the letters to make it glow. The end effect is simply stunning. Each of these letters individually glows, not only from the front but also from the sides. And as I told you, we have a whole range of acrylic color choices. You can create these letters in just about any color that you want to match your company logo or name. One step away from the acrylic 3D boards are these channel letter boards that you see. Channel letter boards are similar in construction to our 3D letter boards in the sense that each letter juts out, the logo juts out from the base ACP panel. The only difference being on the sides, if you look at the side skirting, you will see a metallic channel running along this letter. This gives it a uber premium finish. This metallic look really looks nice when you have the signs. Even when the lights are switched off and when you look at it during the day, it's going to look very, very premium. One drawback of channel letter boards is that the light will glow from the acrylic fixed on the front face of this board. You will not get a glow from the sides. But there is a workaround to this as well. if you focus on the W letter, you will see that we've made small pinholes on it, such that you get this grill or this pinpointed effect coming out from the sides and a smooth white glow coming out from the front. What is the one common thing that you can see on all the boards behind me? They all have a rectangular form factor. We have a base ACP panel on which we have either placed the letters in 3D or we've either cut them out as a stencil. But we also provide glow sign solutions without the board. In this case, we take these LED letters, we render them in whatever shape you want. For example, your logo would be a non-linear shape. We create your sign in the shape of a shield or in the shape of your letter, and we place it directly on your building, on a wall or on a metal frame that can dangle from the top of the ceiling. Out here too, we make these letters out of a base ACP metal sheet, but it is cut into the shape of the logo. Our acrylic letters rest on top of this ACP plate with the LEDs embedded inside, all to give you this excellent eye-catching look. The traditional type of boards were made out of metallic letters. This is a bit of a contradiction because glow sign boards glow to attract customer attention. Metal unfortunately does not allow light to pass through. So when you use a metal letter board, you're only going to get a back glow. You're not going to get a glow from the front or from the sides of the letter. But metal letter boards look extremely premium. So for example, if you require your sign or if you require your logo in a place where it's already very lighted, okay? Let's say that it's a hotel reception and you have a whole lot of interior lights at play out there. Then you would use these metal letter boards to recreate your logo or to recreate your company name. In metal letter boards, we have a gold letter finish, we have rose gold, we have silver, chrome, brush finish, copper. You know what? The list goes on and on. There's a very unique name for this kind of board. We call it stencil letter boards. Remember when you used to make stencils when we were kids in school in the form of our name? That's the exact thing going on these boards out here. Stencil letter boards are used for creating small fonts and details in your design. On the previous boards that I described, we had letters in 3D jutting away from the base ACP surface. But in stencil letters, the letters are cut in the base ACP. Why is this necessary? One, it gives a fantastic look. Two, I told you that our letters are being lit by these LED modules. Now LED modules have a certain size. The one that I'm holding in my hand has a 72 mm width. This one has about 25 mm width. I can fix this LED only behind a letter having a minimum width of 22. But if I have a font which is thinner than this, if you look at the VS board, you will see that the individual lines are much thinner than 25 mm. In which case, I need to hide the LEDs in the base ACP frame. So what we do is, we first cut out the design in ACP. We place our sheets of acrylic. We place our sheets of acrylic from behind in that ACP, and then we place our LEDs behind the acrylic to give you this beautiful look. One step away from our stencil boards is the Incut LED acrylic boards. Out here as well, the letters are not really three-dimensional. We've cut the letters from the base ACP. But instead of placing the acrylic face to face or in line, in level with the base ACP, what we've done is we've pulled the acrylic slightly ahead, sort of 5 to 8 mm in the front. This gives us two things. It gives us a very nice glow from the front as well as the side edges of the letters. And of course, it gives us a very premium look for our board. All the LED boards that we talked about are generally placed at a height of 10 to 15 feet from the road. But there is also another category of boards called sky signs. And as the name suggests, these boards are placed at heights of 15, 20, even more stories. At the top of tall buildings, things are a little different. You have to consider the wind factor. It's really very windy out there. Rain, sunlight, everything can affect your board and it can degrade your board. So at Orchid Digitals, we've created a separate segment for sky signs where we make your board out of extremely robust materials. We used aluminium channels which are almost 1.2 mm thick. These aluminium sheets are not going to degrade, they're not going to rust, and even the strongest of storms are not going to dislodge this board. Of course, our LEDs are all waterproof, they're all weatherproof. Our acrylic is not going to fade. We use cast acrylic, by the way. Our acrylic is not going to fade or yellow in the sun or even crack as the years go by. We now take a look at the more specialty type of boards which are used in more niche segments. I present to you this crystal letter board. As the name suggests, the letters are in 3D. We can have the edges or the side skirting of this letter in a metallic profile, but the front is always clear acrylic. We use a clear acrylic sheet on the front side, on the front face. What we then do is we place hundreds, if not thousands of small crystals behind this clear acrylic surface. Like always, we use LEDs behind to glow the crystal LED board. What's so special about crystal LED boards? For one, hoteliers, jewelers love to make their boards out of this material. But the thing is, crystals have facets, it has sides, and what happens is the light bounces off these facets in a variety of different directions to give you this amazing glittering finish. One more specialty kind of board is this open dot LED board. Again, the name says it all. The LEDs are open to the naked eye. If you were to compare this board with the previous boards that I just described, at every place the LED was hidden behind a sheet of acrylic or even hidden behind a sheet of metal. But here we have these LED modules which are placed or kind of plugged in on the front face of the letter, and each of these modules glows with insane brightness and intensity. You're kind of using dots, multiple dots of LEDs to recreate your letters and your company logo out here. Some of our boards we use hundreds, not hundreds, we use thousands of small dots of LEDs to make the board or make letters on the board. And what happens when you use these many LEDs in a single board? If you have 1,000 LEDs on the front face of your board without any protection, it's going to glow so brightly. It will probably even blind your customer. I assure you, it is going to garner customer attention. We've had instances where open dot LEDs overpower the street lamps on the road. And when my boards are switched on, the entire locality glows bright. Neon signs is the common term used by most of my customers to the things that we call acrylic boards. But the thing is, neon signs are slightly different. If you remember, In olden days, we had these glass-filled gas tubes which contained gases like argon and xenon. If you ran an electrical current through these gases, they immediately glue into these very bright colors that you see out here. But glass-filled tubes have a problem. They consume a lot of electricity, they consume a lot of power, and obviously they are prone to breakage. I'm sure you must have seen those flickering neon signs outside hotels in these American gangster movies. The newer variant of neon glow signs is these strings of LEDs. They don't contain any gas, but they contain LEDs with these bright colors out here. So you have all the bright colors, attention getting shades that you need to create your sign, but none of the disadvantage like the power consumption or the breakage happening out here. Neon signs are used for attracting attention. You have these bright colors which I guarantee you will attract your customers' attention. Neon signs are typically used for young and happening places like maybe a bar or a lounge or a hotel or a movie theater. But corporates have been known to use them as well. Focus LED display panels. Well, it's a pretty long drawn name, but it's also a very innovative concept. I want you to have a look at this Harley board right behind me out here. You will see that we have two mirror images in front of each other, both showing this beautiful looking Harley Davidson. What is it? Is it a Thunderbird? It looks like a fat boy to me. The thing is, if you look at this display panel, the day view, both these motorcycles are going to look exactly the same. But pay close attention to what happens when I switch on the lights. When I switch on the power, only one portion of this display panel gets lit up. Only this motorcycle gets lit up in the shape. The rest of the image remains dark. Focus LED display panels help you focus on the important part of your content. For example, just imagine that you have a display panel of a lady holding a Coca-Cola bottle. The important part, the lady is good looking, you need to have her on your display panel. But the important part out here is the Coca-Cola bottle, wherein you will glow only that part of your content. If you also look at this Granton whiskey board, the company wants to glow the logo of the lion. So we've cut our LEDs and focused them only on that part of the artwork and kept the rest of it normal. To make LED glow sign boards, we use a variety of components. ACP is a metallic sheet. It stands for Aluminium Composite Panel. It comes in a variety of colors, and since it is made up of aluminium, it does not rust, it does not degrade, it does not scratch or spoil in exterior locations. The ACP base panel is where your entire board rests. The letters that we create are placed on top of this ACP panel. And as you can see from this album, you have a variety of colors to choose from. There is an entire album waiting for you out here. The letters of our board are made out of a material called acrylic. This product is known as lucite in the West. Suffice it to say that this is a very nice premium finish sheet of plastic which has this glassy, shiny look. Acrylic has two properties. One, I can cut it in any shape I want to create your logo. I can do this on my laser machine. The second is that acrylic allows light to pass through. So if I shine a light behind this, you can make out the light from the front, which gives you the amazing colors that you see on the signboards behind me. We also use vinyls. As you can see from this album, vinyl is a flexible sheet of sticker which comes in a variety of colors. These sticker sheets are graded for exterior use. They're not going to degrade in rain or sunlight. And these vinyl sticker sheets are used to create small contents on your board, like letters, the small phone numbers, the parts which are not lit. They're also used to give a separate color to different parts of the signboards. We are talking about acrylic LED glow signboards. Obviously, the most important component in our board would be these LED modules that you see out here. This mini LED module, which is about 1 inch thick, this one which goes all the way to 3 inches, but the larger modules give much stronger light. We have strip LEDs for those tight corners and curves. Here the modules can be bent into a shape that you want. We also have these square modules, these dot LEDs for external lighting purposes. This keeps changing based on the end board requirement. But for now, just understand that it is the LEDs which are powering your board, which are making it look so beautiful. One other important thing, these LEDs do not run off your normal grid. They do not run out of your MSCB power line. You need to have a step down for the same. So this is our power supply. It's a weatherproof power supply. Your electrical outlet gets connected to this power supply, which in turn supplies power to my modules for your signboard. Glow signboards are fabricated out of all these materials, but we use specialized equipment like CNC routers to cut the ACP into shape. We have dedicated laser cutting machines to give shape to the acrylic. We have electricians and on-site fitters who will come and place this board for you. So which kind of board did you like? Did you like the neon sign? What about the stencil letter board? Brightly colored with such attractive looks. My personal favorite is the channel letter board, but I would love to hear from you. Please put in your comments in the comment section below, and please also hit the product page link in the description box to find out more details on these board specifications and the prices for the same. And as always, please hit the subscribe button. It will keep you posted about all the various videos that we post on printing and on educational and interesting projects like this.